I'm back with a late Blu Ray update. It's been, what is it, the 10th of January, so we're 10 days into the new year. Happy 2021. Last year was a shit show for many reasons. Um, but I'm hoping this year's better. You know, we got two vaccines for the unnamed virus that, not that my videos are monetized anyways, not that they matter, but I won't say because apparently that's a problem on the platform for some god only knows reason. Unless you're a news channel. Um, we've had some interesting things happen over the past couple of days. I'm not going to get political on this channel, but I hope everyone's safe. I hope everyone is doing well. And I'm hoping that 2021 is not garbage like last year was. So, but you didn't come here to listen to me ramble like a moron. So instead, I'm going to ramble like a moron about movies. And I'm going to start off with the biggest thing of the month. This was a Christmas present to me from my sister. She bought me the Mission Impossible TV series Blu-ray set. Thank you so much to my sister for buying this for me, because I have only seen the pilot of the show. I'm a huge fan of the film franchise, and I know they're very different. Couple things about the set. First of all, Amazon delivered it damaged. It got caved in the back here. Overall, though, like the actual packaging for this set is not very good. Like it's very flimsy. I'll say it's pretty cool. The whole it's like a file, I guess. It folds out. All that stuff. I'm not really wild about this kind of packaging for Blu-rays when they put these in these little cardboard sleeves or cardboard pockets or whatever the fuck you want to call them. Not usually a fan of those. This whole concept of it says, you know, your mission should you choose to accept it, and these discs will self-destruct in 5 seconds is cool, but they're all styled like that. Like there's no difference really, at least from what I can tell. It's like the next one's the same exact thing. So that's a little disappointing. But the damage on the outside did come inside. These are all bent up, sadly. The discs all seem to be okay, though, so whatever. It is what it is. Amazon drivers have had a stressful enough year. I'm not going to, call them up and go full Karen on them and yell at them for cosmetic problems. As long as the discs are fine, I don't care. And they seem fine, so cool. I'm just gonna throw these in because I just know this month I'm probably not gonna buy very many movies. These are two pickups I made very recently. First of which is 999. I really like John Hillcoat as a director, considering the very few of his movies I have seen. I love Lawless. I also love. I haven't seen this in a while. I remember really, really liking this though. Really enjoying this. Enjoying this is a tough word because some of this gets pretty rough. But I remember enjoying this at least. Cast is great. So that's one that I've been wanting to get for a while. It keeps on going on sale on Amazon, but as soon as I click on it, it ends up saying won't ship for a week or won't ship for 2 weeks or isn't in stock for another 3 weeks or whatever, but they're showing you the price because I have that Blu-ray app, the My Blu-rays or whatever it's called, My Movies app, and it gives you a deal tab, and that's a dangerous thing for somebody like me to have access to because ooh boy, my wallet screams. Yeah, so that was one. I actually walked into Walmart and I saw that and I said, well, it's here. And it's about the same price, so I won't have to wait 3 weeks for it. The next one is Sicario in 4K. I already had this on Blu-ray. I bought this because actually the night before I purchased this, I had shown it to a couple of my friends who had never seen it. We all loved it. I mean, I thought this was great. This and Mad Max Fury Road are the two movies from 2015 that go head to head for me as far as the best films of that year, as well as this is easily in with that as one of the best films of the past decade. This movie is fantastic. Everything about it is fantastic. Sequel is fine. Got some issues with it, but the first Sicario, wow, what a film. I mean, like I already liked Denis Villeneuve. Actually, no, I don't actually think this is the first Denis Villeneuve film I've seen. Yeah, because I saw Prisoners after this. I think this is my introduction to Denis Villeneuve. But ever since, every single movie he's put out that I've watched is a banger. Between this and Blade Runner 2049 and Prisoners, which actually came out before this, but I watched it after it. Denis Villeneuve is just Arrival. Arrival's another good one. Denis Villeneuve is just he is top tier director these days. And I can't wait to see what he does with Dune. Dune's gonna be insane. I really, really don't want to have to watch it on HBO Max. At the same time, I just want to see it already. So I'm kind of like on the edge of what I would rather, I guess. You know, of all movies, I would rather have seen like Halloween Kills at home, because it's a Halloween movie. Like I know what to expect. Like it's cool seeing it in theaters, because the previous Halloween film was the first Halloween film I actually got to see in theaters. This is a huge tangent, but I would rather see Halloween Kills in theaters. I'd rather see every movie in theaters if I can. But Dune is a movie that I just feel like needs to be in theaters, and Denis Villeneuve deserves that. I know it's supposed to come out in theaters and on HBO Max, but the way that the theaters have been reacting to that kind of talk this year, I don't know, man. That's a tough sell. All right, the next couple ones here are the previous horror packs, the November horror pack. I haven't gotten my December horror pack yet. It is still in some kind of limbo with the United States Postal Service. It's just gone. It's been missing since the 26th. I hope I get it. But, you know, we'll see. First up is The Conjuring. I'm just going to say this now. This is the only one of these I've seen. And this is still sealed. I haven't even opened yet. But The Conjuring is great. Really, really spooky film. Actually, I always tell people this story when we're talking about The Conjuring. During the opening crawl of the film, with the yellow text and the music playing, I was getting chills then. At that point, it's just like that was chilling enough. It just got worse from there. So, yeah, The Conjuring is really good. James Wan is a really, really talented director, not just with horror, because he demonstrated with movies like Furious 7 and Aquaman that he can direct the shit out of action. He's a very talented director. So, I know that there was supposed to be a third Conjuring film coming out. I think it's coming out on HBO Max now. But it's not directed by him. I think it's directed by the guy who did The Nun. And I heard The Nun was pretty bad, so I'm not really excited about that. Next one is Bloodline. This is the horror pack exclusive. I read the back of this. It sounds fine, but it could also just be really just dull. Yeah, not really particularly enthused with how that sounds. Dead Ant. Interesting. It's got Tom Arnold and Jake Busey, Sydney Sweeney, who's the girl that all guys are simping after right now, and Sean Astin. So it's got Samwise Gamgee in it. I don't know a damn thing about this, honestly. I cannot talk about this. I have no idea what the fuck this is. I know it has Tom Arnold in it, which means it's probably going to be mildly entertaining. So we'll see about that. This is the one, though, that this isn't a new horror pack, and I'm sure you guys have already seen other people's unboxing of horror packs, so none of these have been a surprise to any of you. The Flatliners remake. I haven't even seen the original Flatliners. I've heard that it's fine. I've heard this is abysmal. So when I popped open the horror pack and I saw this sitting there, I was like, oh, really? This is where we're going? I just don't care. That's one of those movies I just don't care. I might just like donate that to Goodwill or something. I just do not fucking care about watching that movie. All right, next one is something I do care about watching eventually, and that is The Prestige. Might be thinking, why did I buy the Blu Ray when it's out in 4K? The 4K is expensive. Yeah. And I saw this at Goodwill, and I said, well, $2 versus like 25. It's not really much of a choice. This is one of the only Nolan films I haven't seen. I think it's Prestige, following an Insomnia. Yeah, that's it. So at that point, I'll have seen all of and Tenet, but I haven't watched that yet. I'll get to it. But yeah, so when I have all those cleaned up, I'll see all of Nolan's movies. I've heard amazing things about The Prestige. I wanted to watch it for a long time. So now that I have it, hopefully I'll watch it soon. Next one. This was very disappointing for a different reason than maybe you're thinking. A Cat in Paris. This was another Goodwill find. I picked this up because it just looks like the animation in this looks so cool. Animation I've never seen before. So I brought this home all excited. Cracked it open. It's just the DVD. I mean, that's fine. Like, I can still watch the movie, hopefully, as long as the DVD is okay, which I haven't really looked at it. Been kind of scared to look at it. I don't know about that. All right. Well, let's move on. Next one is Silent Night, Deadly Night, which this is not good. But it's a blast at the same time. No, I mean, like, I might be being a little harsh for comedy's sake. I guess what passes for comedy on this channel. This is not great. It's not great. It isn't. It is one of those kinds of slasher films. It's just schlocky. I mean, most of them are, I guess, but it's just a really good time though. Some of it's a little tough. Some of the stuff that they go with, but there's some absolutely iconic shit in this movie. You know, Linnea Quigley on getting mounted on on antlers and shit. That's just cool. So yeah, this is I mean, this is fine. This is whatever. But I say that as hey, as I'm critically thinking about a movie, this is not good. But dumb brain me enjoy movie brain is saying, yes please, give me more. Not to be condescending at all. I love having just a blast with a slasher movie. And that's just what this is. I bought this literally just so I could watch it during Christmas because for some reason it's just not on streaming services. And it's not available to purchase digitally. And I mean, like, I don't like purchasing things digitally anyways, if I can get a physical copy. It's just that it's a Scream Factory release, so it's not cheap. But it wasn't too bad. I remember, I think it was like $17 or something. Not bad. And it comes with a lot of stuff. You're probably not going to be able to read that because of the lighting. Oh, also, shitty camera. But just look at the body of text. There's a bunch of stuff in this. And I did switch the artwork around. Yeah, it comes with the unrated and the theatrical version. I've only seen the theatrical version, I believe. So I know the unrated version, some of the footage is really ugly looking. Like it's degraded. But whatever. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But yeah, I just remember watching that not this past Christmas. Maybe the Christmas before for the first time. And just being transfixed by Punish. And oh my god, that's such a ridiculous movie, and I love it. All right, next one. I already mentioned it. Tenet. I've heard very varying, just different opinions on this movie. Just that it's really inventive. It's a beautiful movie, great action and stuff. But the problem winds up being that apparently the sound mix is garbage. I'm not looking forward to that. I'll say that much. I'm really not looking forward to that. But I want to see this because I was so excited for this movie when it was announced and when he was discussing it, because it's an espionage film with like an Inception-y bend to it, and John David Washington and Robert Pattinson. Just give me it. So hopefully it's at least enjoyable. I hear later on in the film that the sound mix gets cleared up, but I remember that being a complaint when the film was in theaters. So theoretically, if Nolan wanted to, he could just have fixed it for the home release, and he didn't. So I don't know why he didn't do that. I guess maybe his artistic intention, maybe he just wants you to have to watch it 5 times. I think that's not really a good idea. For all of Nolan's brilliance, I wouldn't say that's a good idea, but hey, whatever. I'm not going to tell him. He's made billions of dollars. I can't really tell him what to do. Next one. I have seen this. Is Possessor, uncut. I bought this on 4K because I thought it was the only way that you could get the unrated version of the film. I was wrong, so I wasted money. But I only wasted it in one sense, because, yes, I didn't have to buy the 4K. But this movie looks fantastic in 4K, so I'm not mad. Also, this is one of the best films of 2020. If you didn't see it, I think right now on iTunes it's a 99-cent rental. That might change. That might have changed. I'm not sure, but please give this movie a shot. It's a bit tough to get into for a couple reasons, including it's the violence that is in the film is very, very graphic and very, very visceral. Also, I would probably give an epilepsy warning for people. There's a lot of flashing lights at times. Also, it's just a really tough, not tough. It's a bit obtuse at times. I wouldn't say that it's like confusing or that it's too highbrow, but it does definitely get a little bit metaphorical, and like there's some of the ways that they choose to tell the story, and visuals are really psychedelic. So it may not be for everybody, but as far as it's just such a really strong, beautiful looking film. All the performances are great. Cronenberg is just, I don't know, man. This family, because his dad is a genius. He seems to be a fucking genius. I'm so ready to see what this guy's got up his sleeve next, because Possessor blew me away. It's my second favorite film of the year, I think. Second or third favorite film of last year. But yeah, that was really, really good. That was a movie I was not expecting to hit the way that it hit. Next up is The Gentleman. Of course, it's white, so it's gonna be all blown out in this lighting. Haven't watched this yet. I love Guy Ritchie. I love Snatch, Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels. The 2 Sherlock Holmes films, I'm a big unabashed fan of. I love them both. Hell, I love Man from U.N.C.L.E. And hell, I even didn't mind his King Arthur film. I wouldn't say that it's high, like great. I had problems with it, but it was better than I think it had any right to be. I've heard really good things about The Gentleman from people when it released, and my buddy watched it before I purchased it, and he told me that I was gonna love it. So I'm definitely looking forward to watching it soon. I just love McConaughey doing his thing, man. Like, McConaughey getting to do his thing. Hunnam looks great. All the performers, man. It seems like peak Guy Ritchie back in the day. You know, like Snatch, Lock, Stock. What's that movie with Gerard Butler and Tom Hardy and everybody? Oh fuck. I'm gonna curse myself for not remembering what the fuck the name of this goddamn movie is. Rock and Rolla. Rock and Rolla. Not. It seems like stuff like that. So it's. I think it's safe to say I'm gonna like it. I'm definitely looking forward to watching it though. Next pickup, the Rush Hour trilogy. So I've seen the first Rush Hour. I've seen the second Rush Hour. I've never seen the third Rush Hour. I hear the third Rush Hour is not good anyways, but we'll see. I'll get to it. Over this past last couple months, I've been having friends over and we've been having boys' nights and we've been watching movies and stuff. And we just started talking about Rush Hour for some reason one day. We're talking about how funny it is and how great the chemistry between the leads are. And I've been like, man, I just want to rewatch those movies. I just haven't seen them in so long. I remember they're directed by Brett Ratner, which, yikes. Some of this stuff, knowing that a white man directed Rush Hour, and I think wrote it. I think one of the lowest points in probably Jackie Chan's career is him having to say the N-word on screen. I mean, I don't know if that's how he looks at it. Maybe he doesn't have as much of a problem with it, but I just looked at that and like, that is a supremely bad line that does not need to be in the movie. But hey, whatever. I didn't make the movie. But yeah, I just remember having a blast with it, particularly the second one. I watched the second one a lot as a kid because I had the DVD. I didn't have the DVD of the first movie. So I watched the second Rush Hour a lot as a kid. That was my introduction to Jackie Chan. That Around the World in 80 Days movie he did, the remake, which I don't remember being too great. But yeah, I wanted to rewatch these really badly, so I went out to Best Buy and I was like, yep, I see that, I'm grabbing it. All right, next one, Collateral. This movie is fantastic. It's been one of my favorites for a long time. Actually, Chris Stuckman reviewed it, and I'm like, no, I gotta watch that. My first copy of Collateral actually was a DVD my dad bought me for me in a big Y. I remember I saw there was $5. I'm like, Dad, please get this for me. He bought it for me. He probably shouldn't have, because I think I was well underaged for that, because this is a rated R film, and there's some rough stuff in it. Nothing too bad, but it's definitely not something I would have been allowed to purchase if I walked up to the counter. Let me put it that way. But yeah, I bought this 4K instantly because I love Collateral. And I realized, because people were talking about it, this movie's shot on HD cameras. There's really not much this movie's going to benefit from the 4K format. Like, it's going to probably look the best that it's ever looked and ever will look. But really, the 4K format doesn't do much for something that's shot in an HD camera, like a camcorder, like this was. So, and that was an artistic choice by Man, to make it look a certain way. And it looks like Collateral is one of the best looking films I've ever seen. It has a very particular look. For sure, but it really owns its grittiness, and that the HD camcorder really brings that out. So, just having this in 4K is weird, especially because it's I think it's Man's first 4K film, like 4K UHD Blu Ray film. And of all the films, I'm surprised that this is the first one. I'm surprised that this is the first one. Like, they didn't pick Heat first, especially Heat. I'm surprised that they didn't do Heat first. There's a bunch of movies that they could have done first. Thief. Thief's a little bit not as like prominent as a movie like Heat or Collateral. But like, I could think of like that's a movie that those two movies could benefit from 4K a lot. Whereas I don't really think Collateral will. I haven't checked out the transfer yet. Maybe it looks fantastic. I don't know, but I just can't picture HD camcorder being remastered in a larger format like that with more pixel real estate. I just can't imagine that like being a huge jump. But hey, who knows? I mean, I'll take an excuse to rewatch Collateral. I don't fucking care. And I also didn't own. I only owned this on DVD. I never bought the Blu Ray, so that's fine. Now I have both, and either way, it's still probably gonna be the best looking version of the film. Speaking of 4Ks, and one that actually is a huge, a big deal, is Gemini Man. Okay, so I saw this in theaters. I wasn't even crazy about this movie, honestly. I didn't think it was terrible. I was definitely let down though because I was really excited for it. Because Will Smith in this kind of role, man, just bringing him back into an action film, like this and Bad Boys for Life came out. They're not like right next to each other, obviously, but like in decent succession from each other. It's just like, oh man, this is the Will Smith I missed, and he's pretty good in the movie, honestly. And the action mostly is good. I'll say this: there's a fight in the catacombs, which I hear a lot of people talking about. Be like, this is a really good fight scene. It's got very obvious CGI, like young Will Smith, and I'm not talking about his face. I'm talking about like some of the moves that he makes are not done by a real person. And it's very obvious. At least it looks like it to me. I don't know for sure, but it looks like they like CGI augmented, made like a body, like early 2000s shit, like Daredevil, like a CGI human model, and it doesn't look right. So there's a couple of moments where like that really hurts it, but there's some really solid action. The reason I bought this is because it was cheap. It was like $7 at Best Buy for Black Friday. The other reason I got this is because apparently this is one of the most stunning 4Ks ever. Apparently the visual, the fidelity of this is absolutely astonishing. Especially because it comes with the high frame rate version of the film in 4K. I've never seen a film in high frame rate. Never. Because I've always heard that it doesn't help. Like, it actively makes a film worse because it doesn't look right. It has the soap opera effect. So I'd never spent money to go see one. Now I have, like, the movie itself. Apparently the normal transfer is beautiful. There's also the high frame rate for transfer. I think they're separate. That also looks stunning. So I'm going to give it a go. It should be interesting. But yeah, that movie's fine. If you get that on the cheap, I hear like I said, like you're looking for demo material, I'm hearing Gemini Man is like top tier. Next one I was sad I didn't have already was Spider-Man Into the SpiderVerse. This movie blew me away in theaters when I saw it. Totally deserved the win for best animated film. It's just a beautiful movie, man. Visually, the story's great. As someone like I really like I'm into Spider-Man, and there's some things about the universe that they chose to do that I'm not crazy about. There's some weird things like Aunt May having like a spider cave and shit. But it's not main Earth, so it really doesn't matter. And yeah, it's just a blast of a movie, man. And the action is actually really crazy good for an animated film, especially. Just the visual style of Into the Spider-Verse is so fucking good. All right, I think this might be the first time I've done this. I have 2 DVDs. First one is Bugsy. This is a film about Bugsy Siegel, who is a mob person. Sounds really nondescript. I don't really, to be completely honest, like I'm really into mob stuff, but Bugsy Siegel's not really a person that I know a shit ton about. But I just know that this is a movie that a lot of people say is really good. And this came with, it says it comes with an extended cut. It's a 2-disc extended cut with 15 minutes more of footage. I saw that at Goodwill for $1, and I checked both discs, and both discs are in great condition. So like, fuck it, why not, man? It's $1. I get to watch this movie and see if I like it, and it comes with an extended cut. That's pretty cool. And then my final film, Assassination. I've probably talked about this before on my channel. I love Korean films. I've been really getting into them a lot in the past couple of years of my life. And Assassination just seems up my alley. I wouldn't say that it looks exactly like Age of Shadows, which was another kind of, it seems like they have a kind of a similar idea, you know, like espionage and all that shit. But this one looks like it might have a bit more of a sense of humor, because Age of Shadows wasn't a very funny movie. It's a pretty serious film, which is fine. It was exactly perfect for what it was. And that movie's fucking awesome. And if you haven't seen Age of Shadows, please watch it. It's by Kim Ji-woon. It is excellent. But I've been wanting to watch Assassination for a while, and I was at Dollar Tree with my girlfriend. And I saw it sitting there in the DVD section. I'm like, why not? Because like it's like $15 on iTunes, and I didn't see it streaming anywhere, but I'm probably wrong. And the Blu Ray was not cheap either, from what I remember. I think it was like $17-18. So I was like, for $1, I'll be able to check the movie out, see if I like it. And I already have a movie by the same director, which is The Thieves, which I haven't watched yet, but I've heard good things about. Looks like a nice, fun action comedy heist film. So I'm excited to check that one out too. But that's all the stuff that I got in the month of December and a little bit of January, because honestly I don't think I'm going to be buying much in the way of movies. I accidentally hit the record button. I hit the finish recording button in the middle of my my farewells, and I have never claimed to be a smart man. But no, seriously, I'm hoping to get some stuff done. Maybe this month I'll be able to work on some stuff, and we'll see. Maybe I'll talk about some of the movies in the stack. Maybe I'll talk about some of the movies that I have been accruing over the past couple of months that I didn't get to talk about yet. We'll see. I hope everyone is doing well again. Please stay safe out there. It's a rough time. It's a rough time. But yeah, I would appreciate it if you guys would like, comment, and you know, if you enjoyed the content, if you enjoyed me blabbering on like a moron, maybe subscribe, maybe waste your time with me. I would very much appreciate it. But yeah, hey, stay safe, everybody. We'll get through this all. Peace.